Yay! I get to do two-parter. Oh. So we seem to have this idea that everyone forever, now and forever, will meet their soulmate. And simply said, that's not the case. I think, thank you, Descartes, I think that you have one great love of your life, right? One really good one. But there's so many things that go into that, like memories change over time, you know. It's why we prefer photos, it's why we write things down, you know. I remember very fondly some very terrible women in my life, and maybe that's just memory. Or the fact I don't demonize people or things. Perhaps it's the weakness of compassion. So not everyone is going to meet a soul mate, which means relationships are reduced to being a very fun and mundane activity. You go out, you meet a person. Well, for a guy, you go out and you find the person. For a girl, it's you go out and you attract a person. I don't make the biological rules, fellas. It's awesome when the girl chases, but it's not what they want. Well, it goes into so many other things. Mundane, soulmate. So, you go out, you meet someone who is compatible, who meets your interests, and you hang out, things grow, you build the emotions, the rapport, the spice. And you either grow together, you stay where you are, or you grow apart. Such is life. And yeah, there's a lot of effort that goes into it, but we can say it's wasted effort, but as Shakespeare said, life is naught but sound and fury. And we can scream at the darkness till we're gone. What do you think the sun does? That's a rather illuminating joke, if you think about it. Mundanity in relationships. There is no special sauce, as it were. The average divorce rate happens around, 4 to 5 years. That's how long a marriage lasts on average. And, well, you're a different person after 5 years. I don't care who you are. You are different. You mature, you age, you grow into new or different things, or worse, you stay the same, and they change. It's why we are not immortal. What a terrifying thought. No, so there's a variable here. After 7 years of dedicated relationships, marriage, you I would hope, still love this person. It's a rare thing. But after 7 years, you're not. You have the potential to go until you die with that person. After 7 years, that's when we should marry till death do us part. And yeah, it takes a lot of work. It takes work on both sides. All relationships take work. And I like to think with a soulmate, you will not, you can't help but work at it. Can't help but work on it to continue almost perpetually towards that end of being with this one person. And yeah, it's miraculous, it's beautiful, it's emotional, it's romantic, it's a awesome idea. Yet not everyone's going to have that. In many cases, it's not going to be with someone of the opposite sex or even near the same age. Do you think you have a choice in that? No. No. See, let's look at history for a moment. Ancient Athens. There's a reason why in that society they older men, like graying older men, wouldn't be opposed to sleeping with young boys. Where does that come from? It is a societally accepted thing. And I bet you it became a socially accepted thing because of one or two cases of soulmates being not only of the same gender, but wildly differing age groups. And they could not help but fight through every obstacle to be with and love one another. When a real soulmate thing happens, there's nothing we can do about it. And that's fine. I almost think we shouldn't do anything about it. But then again, as with psychics, spiritualists, or priests who talk to God, there are, for every one, I'd say, there are thousands of charlatans, people who fake it, who take advantage of the very idea. Oh yeah, I love this small child, this young boy. I'm going to stick my dick in him. Don't stop me, this is love. Or the idea that you can read someone's future by looking at tea leaves or reading random cards. It works for the real, but fake people, charlatans, uh, it's terrible. The falsehood. So we have these singular cases of legendary spiritual circumstances and situations, yet we can admire them for the stars that they are from afar. But it's unlikely we will have them, you know? So we need to remove this soulmate idea from the mainstream idea of relationships. It's sad to reduce the romanticized idea of finding that one special person and settling down for someone, who is alright. Because I bet you're alright. We are special in our normality, our mundanity, and in the calm, quiet moments of life. The sparks of happiness fly and illuminate. Whether it's a good cup of coffee, tea, a good book, the glow of the sun shining through her hair. Those little moments of beauty, the best way to refer to them as the rainbows of life. The rainbow, imagination. So, pickup and hookup culture. Yeah, uh, going out and sleeping with a bunch of people is cool and all. Um, from my studies of male behavior development and strategy. Um, and the false idea that it's cheaper to make a bunch of sperm than it is a bunch of eggs. Yeah, okay, thanks. From a guy's point of view, especially a young man's point of view, you want to go out there and sleep with as many girls as possible. It's like partying. Get it out of your system, kid. Because once it's out of your system, you know, you mature out of it. And girls immediately want guys to be up here maturely, and most of us we're not allowed to get that far. There are no sluts. It's a myth. Stop lying to yourselves and shaming yourselves. Oh, I don't suck dick. I'm not that kind of girl. Lady, every girl says that. So all girls are like that. You're no exception. You're not special. Guys need to go through a lot of lovers before they reach the point of having that competence of going up to a girl. Yeah, been with a lot. I might settle for you. I choose you out of everyone else. And yet, we want to jump from point A to point C so quick. We want to go from meeting this person to a relationship, a dedicated, you cannot sleep, you cannot mess around or experience other people. I am the one. I am the one. who walks under the sun, who don't need a gun to get respect on the streets. Anyway. And yet, people, especially women, when they're promiscuous, tend to be a lot more happy. I mean, you think getting laid all the time as a professional prostitute, uh, you'd be happy all the time. But no, it's too extreme. But if you keep your legs closed and don't sleep around, you don't know what you like, you don't know what you prefer, and you're not happy. It's the promiscuous that have the best of both worlds, which is surprising of all things. It blows my mind, this promiscuity for women. And yet society tells us that, no, how dare you? Oh God. And this goes into something a coworker of mine talks about. I don't want a girl who slept with more than 4 guys. Why? Oh, because they're large and you can stick your head up there and you're dumb, dude. You don't understand how a vagina works. If a girl goes a year or 2 without getting laid, she shrinks back down. After a woman has a baby, they're not loose forever, you know. I mean, you're trying to shove a football size through an orifice that big, you know, like it happens somehow, but it's not that way forever. The body changes, it grows, it heals, it reshapes and molds itself. And if you think she's too loose, talk to her. You can experiment with other things while you're waiting for her to proverbially be Hera, going to the pool of virginity to get her virginity back once a year and please her husband Zeus at the beginning of the year, you know, a thing. Yeah, I still don't understand why Hera is both the goddess of marriage and of virginity. It's probably of that and social customs I don't know about in ancient Greece. Freaking cool, man. Right, these things are going on pretty long, but ah, point A, point C. You get into a friend's circle, point B, and you mess around. You hang out, you get to know the people, and eventually you're going to settle on, naturally, hey, I like this one. And you'll move towards it. Now, there's a problem there in that a guy will not settle down until he's ready to settle down. And the biggest problem here is when he's ready to settle down, he will settle down with who is still around. So you got these girls hanging around one guy, waiting for him to pop. And that's where a lot of the competition naturally forms amongst women. You know, no, he's mine. And he has no idea. The social theater is a blind spot for most guys, you know? Like, we have no idea. We don't, we hardly care, you know? It's a thing. But, it's very interesting, the anthropological dynamics. Because when a guy matures to that point where he's like, I want to settle down, I'm kind of tired of treating women like they're disposable. And though they like it, though they like me doing these nasty, filthy things to them that, well, no one wants to know happens to them in public, right? It's, what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. A gentleman never tells you if he slept with a girl or not. He won't. A gentleman will never tell. But we don't stay there. It's a step. A. B. Promiscuity for a while. It's not forever. It's a thing. And guys have to go through that. And, I'd like to think women would enjoy it as well. Free love and all. There's a problem with STDs and all that man-made viral bullshit. And, I I need to get a tinfoil hat. So when I say something conspiratorial, I can just flip that on and go, the church, the government, oligarchy, feminism, or Illuminati, or something dumb, like... Oh, God, where was I? I need to work on my memory. But we want to jump from A to C, where you're in a dedicated, I will not sleep around because I want to be available for when you happen to be horny. So we can make love as regularly and as often as possible. Now, in long-term relationships, a girl will go through bouts of, you can deny it, but women are very good at lying. They have to be. Bouts of cheating. And it's called cheating in modern relationships because you assume you're already at C rather than B, because we assume there's a contract there that no one explicitly says. We just assume it. And guys not knowing social theater or the rules, as it were, because girls, you got all this stuff, right? And okay. And guys go off, do their own thing. And we don't know. And it's not spelled out, it's not written down, it's just assumed. And that's not cool. So by being in C, it's cheating. By being in B, you're having fun. At some point in C, actual dedicated monogamous relationship, one-on-one, right? You will eventually want to sleep with someone else. And girls do it for the spice, right? For bringing something new and exciting into their lives, because you get bored of the same person. They can't be, and this is the weakness of being monogamous, you can't be everything, all things to one person at all times. A guy needs a confidant that isn't another guy, right? Because if you express vulnerability to a woman and express your emotions and what you're actually concerned about and this, that, and next thing, they're going to look at you like you're weak, like you're not strong in your male power, and they will leave you. But one of the things guys need is emotional support. That's why in all these movies, all the girl does is gives the guy emotional support so he can do the thing. Right? Because that is a woman's power. One of many superpowers. And men are denied this. That's why there's always needs to be a courtesan, if you will, that the guy can go to and go, hey, I got these problems, and get it off his chest, you know. Whereas with the mainstream girl, the one he is dedicated to, he can't do that. Because if he does that, he's weak, and she will leave him. Or cheat on him, make him a cuck. But that violates the contract. So a guy feels like he must be strong all the time. And maybe I'm a fool, but I feel that when you come home, you should feel safe with your partner. Often that's not the case. Emotional abuse goes both ways. And verbal abuse is often emotional abuse. He may be big, he may be strong, but you can break him down into nothing with just your words, and he can't touch you. Right? But that goes back into phase B, the promiscuity. You're not there yet. That's why you cycle through and figure out who is what. Never go from A to C, much less A to B to C within 6 months. A person will reveal to you who they are after 3 months. At 6 months, you should know this person. You should know the signs, the red flags, if you will. It's dangerous out there for everyone. And you have to learn how to keep yourself and the girl you love safe. Or at least help them feel safe. It's important. The last thing to comment on, this is for the guys. If you're in a relationship going for long term, don't ever take shit. Goes into that weakness vulnerability thing. If you're weak to your girl, they'll leave you. And they'll take everything, including your heart. Don't take shit from your girl. Don't let her give you shit. Call her on her shit. That's the term I'm recommending. Always call her on her shit. Because she's testing you. And if, if you get brand new TV or computer and you test it by turning it on and it doesn't turn on, you're going to get a new computer. Anyway, not related to Soulmates, and this video is gone way past my time limit. And it's a two-part. Yeesh. But yeah, relationships and junk. Soulmates. Wonder how much of these thoughts are going to end up in the edited video. And how long that video is going to be. But yeah, this is just the first couple of steps in learning my process of the idea, philosophy, the foundation, the pillars of the idea, where the web's lines of thoughts, the questions go, the knots that tie them together, and seeing the overall web of ideas that takes place, and the different options therein lies. But why do I do this? Why am I so gallantly failing at explaining these things? Why am I doing this bit? I don't know. Like, anyway, I do this because it's fun and because I am. Thanks for watching.